Good morning, Fort Worth. It is the 27th day of March, and you have found the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. Thank you so much for being here and making Fort Worth Roots part of your day. This is meant to be a 20-minute episode that gets you up to date with what's happening around Fort Worth and the world on your way to work, dropping the kiddos off, whatever you got going on. We got segments to the show that we'll drop into: weather, National Day of, this day in history, some news stories, a good news story to wash all that down, and then space news. We love our space news. Okay, let's get straight into the weather. Today it's going to be 77 for a high, 60 for a low, 90% chance of rain this evening with 16-mile-an-hour winds. Tomorrow is going to have some AM showers, 71 for a high, 61 for a low, 95% chance of rain. Saturday is looking like 84 for a high, 67 for a low. Looks like that rain chance gets out of here, and then 16-mile-an-hour winds. Sunday is 81 for a high and 50 for a low. It's going to be a pretty nice weekend, guys. Go find yourself a place with a patio and support a local business. Got a big day today. Got some big announcements. I actually told you guys yesterday, but I'll tell you again. We are sitting down with Mayor Maddie Parker, the mayor of the 11th largest city in the United States. And that's going to be cool. We're going to do that at the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. They were nice enough to offer up a space for us to conduct this recording, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you've been listening to the show for a while, that's one of the guests that we've wanted on for quite some time. We did have Betsy Price on, the longest-serving mayor of Fort Worth, Texas. That was a few years back, but we were really honored to have her on the show, and now we've got kind of a trend going. We need the mayor of Fort Worth, whoever that might be, to always make a stop by the Fort Worth Roots podcast. All right, let's get into National Day of. Today's a good one. It's a really good one. We've got some places around town that make their own whiskey, and that's perfect for March 27th, International Whiskey Day. Enjoy responsibly. National Joe Day. What is this? These do get dumber every time we read them. National Joe Day, March 27th. If your name is Joe, then you should think of March 27th as your second birthday, because it is now known as National Joe Day. And don't worry, if you're named Joey, Josephine, Joanna, Jody, or even JoJo, this day is for you too. We may have a history of calling people average Joes, but not today. Today is your day, and you're anything but average. So if your name is Joe, it's time to celebrate. And maybe you could merge that up with National Whiskey Day. Cool. All right, let's get into this day in history. 1915, Typhoid Mary is quarantined for life. Irish immigrant Mary Mullen is isolated on North Brother Island in New York's East River as an asymptomatic typhus carrier. She is believed to have unwittingly infected 51 people and killed 3 in her role as a family cook. She will spend nearly 3 decades in isolation before dying of pneumonia. Whoa. All right. Damn. 1915, they quarantined a woman and never let her out. She stayed there for, did that say 3 decades? 3 decades. God, man. I guess just let me go, right? 1952, this day in history. Singing in the Rain makes them laugh. The classic movie musical starring Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds premieres at New York's Radio City Music Hall. Singing in the Rain will not be an instant hit, but will later be regarded as a masterpiece by movie fans and critics. 1964, this day in history. The afternoon calm of Good Friday is shattered as a massive, powerful 9.2 magnitude mega thrust earthquake hits 78 miles east of Anchorage, Alaska. 15 people are killed by the earthquake itself, but tsunamis triggered by the quake will claim 124 additional victims, some as far away as California. That's pretty wild. This day in history, 1964. 1977, 583 die on Tenerife Airport runway. 2 airlines slam into each other during takeoff in foggy weather on Tenerife, an island off the coast of Spain. Only 61 of the 644 passengers and crew survived the fireball, making the history's worst aviation disaster. Oh my God. All right, so today was rough in the past. Today's going to be a good day, though, I promise. It's going to be the best. All right, moving on. Here's your first news story for the day. This is from NBCDFW.com. City of Fort Worth hosts community open house on Everman Parkway Extension Project. Story is by, where is it? Doesn't say. Does not credit who wrote the article. The City of Fort Worth is hosting a community open house on Thursday to give details about the Everman Parkway Extension Project to the public. According to the City of Fort Worth, the project would extend Everman Parkway from Rosedale Springs Lane to Cameron Hill Point in order to provide additional connectivity between Chisholm Trail, Parkway, and I-35. Let's see. You can go to this thing if you want to. In-person open house is today, March 27th. It's from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Agape Community Fellowship Church, 1420 West Everman Parkway. So check that out. That's weird that they didn't, I don't see they didn't tell us who wrote the story. It's weird. Don't see that very often. Okay, here's another sad story. I'm sorry, there's a couple of these today. Mother, toddler son identified after deadly Fort Worth crash into Trinity River. Here's the brief. A woman and her toddler son have been identified after a deadly crash into the Trinity River on Saturday evening. The body of the child was pulled from the Trinity River on Sunday just before noon. The woman was in the ICU until she died on Tuesday. 18 hours after the crash, son's body was pulled from the river. The Tarrant County Medical Examiner has identified her and her son. It's bad, guys. That's real bad. Careful out there. You see that once in a while, seems like it's somewhat frequent. People ending up in the river. Don't do that. All right, Texas Rangers opening day game at Globe Life Field. What you need to know. This is on Fox 4 News, story by Amber Kite. Here's the brief. The Texas Rangers host the Boston Red Sox in an opening day game at Globe Life Field on Thursday, March 27th. Starts at 3:05 p.m. Seats remain for opening day and for the remainder of the opening weekend. Globe Life Field parking lots will open at 10 a.m. and ballpark gates will open at noon on opening day. When they built the new stadium, I was like, why, right? There's reasons for that, and it's a rabbit hole you can go down. But I really love the previous stadium. It's the one I grew up with. And when you walk into that thing now, it looks brand new. I mean, they've got a fresh coat of paint on it, and everything's just pristine. So it seems odd that they opened up this new stadium. And one of the things that came up in a conversation with a friend was, well, all these stadiums are doing this because they need air conditioning. And I was thinking, that's part of the fun, man. Going out there and cooking in the summer. Heat up there maybe in the nosebleeds with the cheap seats. That's just part of the experience. But then I went to a game at Globe Life, the new stadium, and my God, it is so nice. And it's actually really awesome being able to enjoy the game in air conditioning. But as a society, it's just making us weaker, man. Baseball fans, we used to be tough. All right, where are we at? Our good news story for the day. Rescuers relieved to find pilot 2 children survived crash landing on frozen Alaskan lake. Fearing the worst after a prop plane was reported overdue for landing in Alaska last Sunday, search and rescue volunteers were relieved when news rang out that all 3 passengers had survived. The pilot and 2 children of elementary and middle school age survived a crash landing on the frozen surface of Tustamina Lake. If y'all were listening yesterday, Mike said it would be funny if a listener of the show just took a clip from every one of the episodes where I screw up a name, which if you did for the last month, you'd have enough for a really good compilation clip. Yeah, I have trouble with words. Anyway, crash landing on the frozen lake and walked until they were seen. The story first broke Sunday night, Monday morning, that a Piper PA-12 Super Cruiser, which departed Sunday from Sold Otna Airport near Kenia on a sightseeing trip, didn't land when it should have. John Morris, the father of the missing pilot, told CNN affiliates Alaska's news source that his son's cell phone sent its final ping at about 5 p.m. So that might have been part of the reason they found him. You can read on at goodnewsnetwork.org. The story was by Andy Corbley. I hope I meet get to meet that guy someday. I read a lot of Andy Corbley stories on the show here. Your space news for the day. Earth 1, Asteroid 0. The story comes from phys.org. Phys.org. The story is by Corini Pertil. The next generation of planetary defense takes shape at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. There is a non-zero chance that somewhere in the nearby solar system is a rock that might kill us all. This stony assassin may well be orbiting the sun at this very moment, careening down a celestial path that could, one day, intersect with ours. And if that rock is big enough and it hits the right place, boom, fire and smoke and death and extinction. Homo sapiens goes the way of T-Rex. To save ourselves from a killer asteroid, first we have to find it. A spacecraft now under construction at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in May be our best hope. The Near-Earth Object Surveyor is a 1.4 billion infrared telescope with a single mission to hunt asteroids and comets that could pose a danger to Earth. Astronomers have already identified roughly 2,500 asteroids larger than 140 meters that could come worryingly close. All right, the story goes on, but it's nice to know that somebody is trying to protect us from space rocks. We talked about we talk about space news on every episode. We do this Monday through Thursday. We record right here at Hoppin, a new venue in Fort Worth with a self-serve tap wall. It's the only self-serve tap wall with beer in Fort Worth. There's a wine place, but Hoppin also has wine. So anyway, it's the coolest, and they just renovated the place. Renovations started and were completed on Tuesday. So you guys can come out. I got a message from the owner, Mike. He said, look, I really appreciate the traffic we're getting from your post talking about the demolition, but people are calling and asking if we're open. So you need to correct that because people think we're closed now. Hoppin is open and it's ready to receive, and they've got all this nice new, brand new furniture. It's totally changed the vibe. So it's going to be really cool, and you should come check it out. Consequently, tomorrow out at Hoppin is their comedy night. They do this once a month, and they bring some absolute murderers on that stage, and it is a lot of fun. So come on out. It's free to attend, and I can't think of a better place to catch a little show like that. They've got a great stage for comics, and it's a nice open area now that they've deleted the center booths in the middle of Hoppin. Let's get into our weekend events, if Andrew can pull it up. I tell you what, while I'm pulling that up, we got an event that got called in for us. You guys can send in information about events so that we don't miss it on the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. We'll play it. We want you to take an audio recording of you or somebody in your organization talking about your upcoming event. Email it to us, media@fortworthroots.com, or you can text it to us. There is a recording feature on your text message app where you can record yourself talking and then send it to 817-988-1292. And this is what it sounds like when you email me an audio clip.
Texas, get ready! April 18th through the 20th, Walk This Earth Music Festival is bringing some of the top roots bands in the United States to the middle of nowhere for a 3-day camping festival. This year's lineup features the Hootin' Hollers, Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy, Pinata Protest, plus 30 more amazing artists. Walk This Earth will have food trucks, tons of vendors, serenaded hay rides, and contests throughout the weekend. Whether you come for the music, community, to make new friends, or just for the adventure, there's something for everyone at Walk This Earth. So join us on the Sloan Ranch, April 18th through the 20th for Walk This Earth Music Festival. Get your tickets right now at walkthisearthfestival.com.
Outstanding. And you guys can send in your recording and we will play it on the show. They send it to us way in advance. So we have a folder that we keep stuff in and we date it so that we know how long we can play that ad for you. And these guys, we try to play them once a week. Liz drove out here. She made like a 4-hour drive to come be on the morning show just to promote this event. It does sound cool. I would definitely be going, but we are going with some of our rad homies down to Big Bend, Terlingua, and Marfa, Texas that week. So I'm not going to get to go, but it does sound cool, and it's a lot closer than Big Bend. All right, let's get into this weekend's events, starting with today at 8 8 p.m., Crooked Bones, Celestial L'Amour, Jaybirds at the Post. Let's see. I don't think there was a lot of details. 3 great local bands at the new Post. 21 and up are welcome. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so 2 things of note. That's a badass bill. Great bands. I was at the ribbon cutting. Was this Tuesday? Yeah. Tuesday. We went out to the ribbon cutting for the new City Hall, and they were playing Jaybirds over the loudspeaker. I messaged them the other day, letting them know they were getting played. But Jaybirds are awesome. Celestial L'Amour is incredible. And Crooked Bones, I have not heard of them, but they are on this bill, so that means they're pretty damn good. But it's going to be playing at the Post. And if you haven't been out to the new Post, it's where the old Lola's used to be before the Berry Street location. And it's a rad little location, so always a good musical experience. South Wilmouth are going to be playing at Boulevard Brew from 6:30 to 8:30. That's happening tomorrow, this Friday, 5406 River Oaks Boulevard. Austin Meade this Saturday, 10 p.m., playing at Billy Bob's, Texas. By the way, we give out Billy Bob's, Texas tickets every Tuesday out at McFly's Pub. We do a podcast recording with a excellent local artist, and we do fun things for you guys. We have Billy Bob's tickets that we give out. There's pizza that we ordered for you, so you got something to eat on. And then we've got an audience microphone that's set up specifically so that you can get involved during the interview. But then also, after we get done talking to our guest, we open up the room and invite people to come talk on the mic about their business, their music, their new book they're releasing, whatever you got. It's supposed to be a community event, and we want to see you every Tuesday. It'd be rad to have you out there. Those are at 5 o'clock. And next week, we got Bency Jones. So if you've never heard of Bency Jones, you are missing out. You're living under a rock. You're not even living yet. Okay, that's next Tuesday out at McFly's. But yeah, Austin Meade, Billy Bob's, Texas, 10 p.m. Let's see, 18 and over. Doors open at 6. Trying to see if there's anything else on that bill. It doesn't mention it. Okay. Walk MS, an organization, I guess, I don't know where they're based out of, but they're doing a MS walk Saturday at 9 o'clock here in Fort Worth. Chisholm Trail High School EMS ISD, 3100 Northwest College Drive. And get registered at ntlms.org/walkms 2025. You can find all the information that I'm reading off for you today on Facebook events. Go to This Week, and you can find all this good stuff. Our homie Matthew Broyles, The Matthew Show, solo at AC Hotel this Saturday, 7 o'clock, 101 West 5th Street, Fort Worth, Texas. And, okay, we got 5th Annual Spring Fling Planty Pop-Up and Swap at RAR, Saturday, 12 to 5. That's located at 700 South Main. Saturday, 12 to 5. Martin House 12-year anniversary, 12 to 5, also on Saturday. Looks like we got some competition there. Is that right? Yeah, those are going on at the same time. Rascal Flats, Life is a Highway Tour. That's going to be today, 7 o'clock at Dickies Arena. What else we got? That's it. That's all the events I had. I want to make sure that I get everything, but I'm one guy, and I need your help. So if you have an event coming up, or if you're aware of a news story, an event, or even someone's birthday, we want you to send us a message. You can also call in. I've been trying to lean away from that because it doesn't sound near as good. But if that's your mental hang-up, you can also just leave a voicemail. 817-988-1292. All this information is in the show notes. Speaking of asteroids hitting the Earth, I watched Don't Look Up yesterday, and I think it's my age. I think I'm getting old, and it's making me more emotional. But that story, that movie, kind of tore me up a little bit because it highlights how ridiculous we've gotten as a society. And they've got this asteroid hurling towards Earth, if you haven't seen the movie. And spoiler alert, no, I'm not going to do it because you might not have seen the movie. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. But the underpinning of the story is that we have turned everything into a politically divisive debate, even to the point of something that we should all just naturally be like, yeah, let's get behind this and fix the problem. everything is so politically charged. And that's why we don't talk about politics on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, because it doesn't matter. It's an absolute shit show out there, and they have done something weird to our brains where we think the person sitting next to us, if they don't share our same political views, that they're the enemy. They're a bad person. They're a bad human. And we just don't have the bandwidth, the energy, or even the wherewithal to accept them as somebody that's living in our community. And if they're sitting right next to you, if they're in the same room as you, y'all obviously have some similar interests. And I promise you, anytime I sit down with anybody, when it's one-on-one, you find out that you've got so much in common. Very little that separates us from one another. But the media has done a great job of making everything a divisive issue. So anyway, I'm not saying go watch that movie. I'm saying love your neighbor, all that good stuff. Okay, that is all we've got for you today. Again, I know I harp on this. We want to help tell people about your event, so let us know. Contact information is in the show notes. Our Instagram, I actually updated that last night. I didn't realize this, but there's an option there for you guys to just hit the contact button on the Fort Worth Roots Instagram page, and it will take you to a little pop-up. It gives you our email and our phone number. So if you ever forget how to contact us, you can just go to Instagram, hit the contact button. There you go. We just want to help spread information to the community. All right, y'all wish me luck. I'm going to go sit in the hot seat with the mayor. And we've also got a recording with Donovan Manufacturing, our newest sponsor. And these guys, they produce their own really excellent firearms. They also teach classes and rent out fully automatic machine guns. So obviously, I love hanging out with these guys. It's a rad little group. All of our sponsors that are helping us keep this thing going for you guys, you can find them on our website, fortworthroots.com. We've got a tab that says Trusted Sponsors. If you click on that, what you're going to find are local businesses ran by local people, keeping Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets. I said a lot today. I'm sorry about that. All right. That's about it. Yeah. I will see you guys next Monday. As you know, we do this Monday through Thursday, so this is our last episode for the week. But I will be releasing our episode with Copperhead Jones from McFly's Pub that we did this last Tuesday. Our Tuesday episodes that we record get released on Friday. So Fort Worth Roots has got you. It is sewn up Monday through Friday. You're going to get an episode from us. And this weekend we'll be dropping, hopefully, God willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be dropping our episode with the mayor. And I think we have something else in the can. Did I do another recording? I'm Ron Burgundy. And then also we're sitting down with City Councilman from District 3, I believe that's right, Michael Crane. Not Michael Caine, mind you. Michael Crane. So that's going to be cool. And again, when you hear me talking about these local politicians, people that are doing cool stuff inside our community, it's not going to get political. It's going to be telling you about what they do, the function that they serve for our city, and very informational. There's not going to be some political rant, so don't worry about that. And honestly, these people don't want to do that anyway. We did that recording with Mayor Betsy Price 3 years ago, and we just got to know her. We got to know her. She encouraged us to vote. She told us about some really excellent 501Cs in the area, and just a little bit about Fort Worth that maybe we didn't know before. And that's okay with me. Nothing political about it. I do know that whenever I go to advertise for this episode or to promote it, that Instagram, TikTok, and everything else, as soon as I put Mayor Maddie Parker on that thing, it is going to block me every chance it gets. So I'm probably going to be posting a lot of stuff that's not going to have her name on it, just so that we can get the video out. So on and so forth. Really appreciate you guys making this part of your day. We will be back on Monday, and these episodes will be out to you by 9 a.m. As you travel through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till Monday, folks. Good day.
In the morning.